Well, apparently we're live now. So now we're going to check this out. I've got, I'm looking up to get the comments. I don't know how to look up the everything here. This is new because I'm using Google Hangouts. I hope everybody has found it. But I'm using Google Hangouts, so it's new. Oh, and I'm hearing an echo, so I got to, there we go. So I should be able to see the comments. Where's the comments? There we go. Hey, everybody's here. There's Brian. And there's Stan and Craig and Brian and oh my God, how long were you guys here? 64 degrees in Washington. Wow, it is awesome. So anyway, so today we are going to be talking about getting kids in drones and starting a drone business. That's one of the things we want to talk about. And of course, as all of you do know, as I have a guest here today. And Owen, go ahead and say hi.
Hello, my name is Owen. I'm 13 years old from England in the UK, and I've been flying drones since I was 9.
Since you were 9 and you're 14, so you've been doing it longer than I have, which is pretty good. And the reason I wanted to talk to Owen is because he's got a different insight from someone who's younger point of view, because, you know, all of us other guys were all old, you know, like 50 and 80 and 90. I think I'm around that age, somewhere around there. And everybody's saying hi over there, so you'll have to keep an eye on the chat. And I've got to set the chat up so it actually shows up on the side here. So, Owen, what I want you to do real quick for the racing drone fans is you and I talked a little bit about racing drones. So go ahead and talk about your experience with racing drones and why you got into what you're doing now.
So I started with race drones probably last Christmas. I got a thing from Banggood. I know they don't say to use that, but it was really cheap. And I had first few months I didn't really I was hesitant to fly it because I was scared because of how different it was, how with acro and no GPS like I'm used to with the Phantom. But it was after I got used to it, after a while, I got the courage to use it in acro and fly properly. I brought a Tyrannus, but then because I'm doing it off of my pocket money, it's a really expensive part of the hobby, so I couldn't really do it because every flight I was crashing and I needed new parts, and it was just ridiculous.
So Owen, you said you did racing, and that's what intrigued me when you talked about it. We had talked about it a little bit earlier. Now you guys should see the chat. That's what he was doing. He was buying me some time to fix that. So anyway, he's done the racing, and I didn't really. I mean, I knew it was expensive. I mean, it's not extremely expensive to start with, but it gets to be expensive because I think you were telling me that every time you fly. You said, I think 20 quid, which is around 25 bucks, because you're going to crash it every single time, and you always have to do something or whatever. All of that is that what you had told me before? Did you say that already? Because I was doing my other thing. So I'm a poor listener.
So like whenever I flew it, I would always, I mean, they say you're not, if you don't crash, then you're not doing it right. So, and I was crashing, so I was obviously doing it right, but I was crashing into the ground. Although it was grass, it was like spring, so it was cold and the ground was hard, and so every time I crashed, I think one of the worst flights I had, I put on YouTube, and I crashed into a rugby post, and I broke the VTS, the camera, tons of other stuff, and it was literally costing. I just couldn't afford it because I wasn't. My mum and dad aren't paying for it. It's out of what I get, but it was too much.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm understanding. And the crashing, I don't like crashing my drones. Of course, you know, I've got the P4P, you've got the P3. You don't, is it? Yeah, and you don't want to crash that anymore either. But so tell us why you went from racing drones and into the cinematography drones, cinema drones.
Well, I got my Phantom 3, the Phantom 3 4K, June of last year. Yeah, is that right? June of last year or the year before? I can't remember. But anyway, I got that, and I was good with that. I was like I was good at flying it, and then I've now got Final Cut, and I'm getting better at editing. But I got my Phantom 3, and then the same Christmas that year, I was because I was looking on drone stuff on YouTube. A lot of it is race drones, which is then I got that for Christmas. But then I was doing that, but then I was sort of, it was costing me more money when I wanted to do more stuff on the photography side and videography side, and because I was getting people, I was able to go places with my drone and be able to do stuff with it for other people and stuff.
Awesome. So you like it because the whole video and cinematography and the photography side of it, which is, I hope, what a lot of people like here. I know we got some racers here, and I know we've got some video people here too that watch, and I'm watching here. I don't know if you've been watching the comments, but people are saying you look like the Stranger Things kid.
Oh no! I hate that so much. He's he's someone put a picture on Instagram of school with me and him side by side, and people thought it was me when I was younger, and he's like 15 and 16 and I'm 13, and I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah, I kind of thought that might be your reaction. Yeah, I'd actually seen a little bit. I saw a video of theirs. They were doing like the answering the Google questions with him and the teenage boy, the older, or the like the 18-year-old boy, whatever, that plays
Yeah.
in that. But that was I just saw that. I thought I had to mention it because these people they're going crazy, and they're talking about how I'm just short of 1,500 subs, which, yes, get me over 1,500. I should have hit that earlier today. I've only gained 1 subscriber today, and I normally gain 5 to 10, and I haven't. Now, that's enough about that. Brian loves the kid from Stranger Things, so then he has to love Owen, right? There we go, by association. So anyway, one of the things that you had talked about, that because he and I talked yesterday about a lot of different things, and one of the things he talked about was that he is actually getting hired. Well, he can't legally be paid.
Not high.
So,
I get
but
opportunities to use other things.
yeah, tell us more about the work that you're getting and what you think and where you like to go with it.
So far, I've had 2 big sort of things that I've been able to do. Obviously, not being paid because I'm not old enough to get a CAA over here registered. But so first thing was I did a video that I recently re-edited and uploaded on YouTube again, of a vineyard in France, and that was of a place, and that was I went there because we saw the vineyard on a TV show, which was all about ex-pats from Britain that went out into other parts of Europe, and basically started up new businesses. So we were on holiday and we went to theirs, and I did a video for them, and now they've been asked to do the second series of that, and it's been they said to the Channel 4, which is the people that are doing it here, they said to them basically that I did it for them, and Channel 4 or True North, the people that are making it, emailed me, my parents, asking for the footage. So now it's going to be featured on that on 3rd of January. But I don't know whether you'll get that out there, but.
No, we won't, but definitely. I mean, we have other people from the UK, a handful of them on my channel. So yeah, if you can, I know some people are asking where your channel is. If you want to go ahead and just say something in the comments so that they can get a link to your channel, and it is just Owens Drones, right? It's not a. I know you got the funky string. I don't know if it's youtube.com/Owens Drones, but if you look up Owens Drones, you will find him. Really easy, and plus. Up here, I have the cards. You should see the cards. I have a link to his channel right up over here too, because it's all about pimping him out. I think it's great because when I was 12, 13, 14, 18, 22, I had no clue what I really wanted to do. And I'm almost 50 and I still don't know what I want to do. Actually, I know I want to do drones. Finally, I figured it out at this old age. And when I was your age, I never really, I was too busy playing around. I didn't care. I did do a lot of video work or videos with a friend of mine. We made like videos on the old VHS, which you may or may not have seen one because you're kind of young. But we did that. I actually edited with 2 VCRs next to each other and a third VCR, and that's how I edited, was just basically doing it manually in the hard way. And I did a lot of that, and it was a lot of fun. Had YouTube been around back then, I would have been all over it. And I think that's what I say in my intro thing. So now with you, I think it's fantastic that someone your age knows what he wants to do. I can see a drive in you that you want to do it and you want to learn more. And I see, just watching your videos, I see your techniques, your style, and everything else. You're starting to come into your own. And I'm watching you because you're interesting. I enjoy watching your videos, and I like watching you grow. And I'm really can't wait to see where you go in the next 5-10 years, because you may be some big shot guy for some big movie studio, and you're like, hey, we can get this guy Brad to just be like a grunt guy. So I mean, Owen doesn't own a VCR. He doesn't know what a VCR is. I'll bet you he knows what one is, but he may not have seen. Have you ever seen a VCR, Owen?
Oh God, no. No. I don't know anything about. I mean, I don't really know anything about computers, really. I mean, I know what goes into a computer. I've opened one up and stuff, but I just don't. I'm not really. I'm more drone guy than computer guy. All I know on the computer is how to edit on Final Cut, but that's it.
Well, that's, if that's all you need to do, because if that's what you're going to do with your life, that's all you need to know. But what for any parent or child, what kind of advice could you give a kid, 9 years old, 8 years old and up, and even into the teenage years? And what kind of advice could you give them? And what advice can you give to their parents to help someone grow in like a drone industry?
I mean, for the parents, I definitely make sure that your child definitely this is what they want to do, and this is all they talk about. I mean, because there's a lot of people that have a hobby and then move, because I've done it before. I used to do some weird stuff and I just moved on, and it's just how that worked. But I think you have to make sure that before you go spending money on it, make sure that that's what they want to do. And for children, it's hard sort of giving advice to people my age. But I think it's just, if that's what you definitely want to do, just don't. You can think of stuff that you want to do, but make sure you use, like when I started out, I used I got the drone before I was going to even be able to do anything editing wise, which is I literally got it and then thought about having to do all that later on, which is I got it in June, and I can't remember when I first uploaded. I think I uploaded quite recently after that, but it wasn't edited. It was just a pure clip. And then I found a app on my iPad, which was not the best, but that's what I've been using since September. So I mean, I've only literally just started with the with Final Cut, but now I've got fun. So what I was saying was, use what you have now instead, and then you can then get what you want, but you have to work with what you've got first.
That's some excellent advice. I mean, that really is. I think people like Brian, Stan, Josh, and Craig, all these people watching, they could even take that advice, and I live that advice, because, a lot of people ask me, what camera do you vlog on? What camera do you do this? This is the one. It's my cell phone. That's what I used to vlog on. I use what I have. You know, exactly. You use what you have and then figure out if you like it or not. Because if you don't like it and you spend $1,500 on a drone or even $500 on a drone and you realize you don't like it, that's $500 that you could have spent something else that maybe it is something you like. But then there are the people who think, well, that's $500 I spent to find out if I liked it. Well, if you have that money, that's great. I don't have that kind of money to just blow out the doors. So what I want to do now, since a lot of people understand Owen's story and they understand kind of where he's coming from, let's open it up for questions. What kind of questions do you have for Owen? Just anything drone related. That'd be nice. He doesn't really want to talk about Stranger Things. Yeah, yes, it is a compliment. That is a compliment, Stan. I saw that, and I did see that we had Stella in the house. I don't know if she's still here. She's also in the UK, and I don't think Keith is here today. But so, what other? If you guys have a question or anything like that, or if Owen, you have something else you want to talk about, we can do that while we wait for a question. Because I'm kind of waiting.
Ariel just said, "What's Owen's favorite video on his channel?"
Oh yeah. So what is it?
I'm literally, I'm just looking. I don't know. I'm not really good enough to pick good enough yet to pick one that's like that stands out above the rest. I mean, my recent ones I liked. It's difficult. I think my most recent one I like the sunset.
Yes, that was a really cool one over the pier.
Yeah, that was I've done that before. I like the places not because of the video, because I've only literally just been able to make my videos look like reasonably okay. But the ones of places I've been on holiday, like the one in Croatia, in Spain, France, like Italy, not because of the actual footage I got there, but because that was where I was flying.
Okay. So just a couple things real quick. I don't know if you're watching the comments, but Craig, who's Squappy Drones, he spent $500 to find out if he liked it and then spent another $1,400 after that. Stella is here, so say hi to Stella.
Hello.
And then Brian, Foundation Ariel, he thinks all your videos are great. And then Stella asks you, which one of your videos did you have the most fun making? Which was a question I was going to ask.
I don't know. I think I can't. The one I've had the most fun making, I haven't uploaded yet. So I can't really say.
Oh man, I can't know. Is it coming out soon?
Well, yes, that was the one I said. That was the one I said about one of the jobs I did. Well, not jobs, but I got to go. But that was. I'll tell, because I mean I don't know whether I can actually.
Yeah, well then it's one of those things where if you have like it was for a client is what I'm assuming, and the client hasn't released or you haven't released the stuff for the client, you shouldn't tell anybody about the video. So it's coming. It'll be out. So everybody has to subscribe to your channel to watch for it, right?
I'll basically say it was a behind the scenes of a photo shoot.
That would be cool. That would be really cool.
I mean, I was able to see what all the professional people were doing. It was awesome.
So that was a good, not just the fun part of doing, just get the pictures, but that was a learning experience for you, for the industry you're looking at. So what did you learn that you can tell us about?
Basically that the lights they use are blinding. They had this like proper massive light coming obviously to light the setup, and it was huge. I knew they were massive lights, but I suppose it was because it was outside and it had to. But I'm not really sure how I can say what I've learned more from what I've learned from the people, but more of what's happened with like how it all works out, like with the models and with the set, and with how the people behind the scenes do everything, and what kind of people they are, what they do and stuff.
So you kind of learned a little bit about the entire process and how everything fits and works together.
Yeah.
Cool. That's something that I got to see. If you get a chance, and this would be a different experience for you too. I don't know if you will, but if you ever see something that like I use Facebook to find this stuff out. I've been an extra on a couple of different shows. I mean, my scene was cut both times, but being on set, yeah, exactly. Who wants that ugly guy? Even though you couldn't see me, I was so ugly that they couldn't see me and they didn't want me. But anyway, so the process of that, of being an extra, it opened my eyes because I was an extra in Empire and I was an extra in Ozark on it that was on Netflix. So that
Oh,
was really cool. I mean, we're not talking small potatoes. We're talking stuff people know about, which is really cool. So here we got some. Yeah, it's Stella. That's funny. Stella says I should be in advertising. No, but that's kind of what I do is I advertise my own business. I'm advertising Owens today too.
thanks.
Brian's got a good question for you. If you could video anywhere at all, where would it be?
I said to my mum recently where I wanted to go. Some weird I because it's so cool. It's not a really far away place. I I would obviously like to do like Thailand, Norway, Iceland, and like places like that. But also someone really close. Uh, was is in where is it in Snowdonia? I can't remember where it is. It's in the UK. So it's not that far. I mean, it is far, or it's like so. But anyway, it's just especially in the autumn because there are some drone Facebook groups that I was on in of the UK, and there's this bloke I think he lives out there or something. Wales, it is Wales. I thought so. I said Wales first, but I think he lives out there, and he posts pictures that he gets on his Fan 4 Pro. He does like bird eye view shots pointing straight down, and especially in autumn, it looks awesome.
I bet you it does. That has to be awesome. Now, is this guy someone that you would be able to go and like hang out with for half a day or something? Or how far? I mean, you say it's far away, but not far away. Is it like how long is the drive or a train ride or whatever to get there?
I can search it up. I don't know.
It's about that far on the map. And Brian, I don't care who Stella thinks should go into advertising. I'm going to be. She's talking about me.
4 hours.
4 hours? Oh, that's not too bad. I mean, it's well. You got to remember, I like to drive, so it's not really the 4 hours is nothing for me. But 4 hours in the UK, that could be like all traffic and crap. So I'd hate that.
As well, I can't really go. Can I? I can't really go on my own.
Well, Mom, take me.
Well, they're probably not really gonna drive all that way just for that.
I understand that. I totally understand that. I'll come give you a ride, but you guys drive on the wrong side of the street, so I'll probably kill somebody on an accident.
The right side of the street, but
whatever. My wife and I did go to Thailand, and she wanted me to drive there, and they also drive on the wrong side of the street. But she wanted me to drive there. I'm like, no, because I will accidentally hurt somebody because I automatically just go to the right hand side of the road, which would be the right side.
So just said Portsmouth is a nice area for drones. I live in Southampton, so that's literally like 10 minutes away. Not literally, but it's really close.
Well, then I think that's what you need to do. Is it still? Do you still have some autumn colors there?
Yeah, we've got a few, but I mean, they're going now. They're falling off the trees, the leaves. So
okay, so it's about the same as we have here, because our fall colors they didn't last as long as I would like to have, because I'd like to have gotten out more. But Brian is trying to correct me, saying the other side, not the wrong side. Well, Brian, if you were here driving on that side of the road, then it would be the wrong side. So I'll say what I want. And Brian's just giving me crap anyway. That's okay.
Well, anyway, I was just gonna say I've been looking from saying about Snowdonia with the bloke with the P4P. I know you've got a Phantom 4 Pro. I'm saving up at the moment. I've not got enough yet, but to buy a new one, and your advice on what I should go for, because I want to find.
Honestly, when are you thinking that you are going to have the money for an upgrade?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I think at the moment, I probably, if I had the money, I'd go for a Phantom 4 Advanced because it's got the same camera, and I don't, I think I'm experienced enough not to have the position. Um, but I think by the time I have the money, I don't know when they're going to release the Phantom 5 or whether what they're going to come out with
Yeah.
next. So,
So you were reading my mind on that. The Phantom 4, and you guys can correct me because I know I'm probably going to be wrong, but the Phantom 4 came out around January, February last year or this year, 2017, I think. And I know that I bought mine in March. I believe it was March. And I know the P4P had just come out. So I would say keep an eye out for end of winter, beginning of spring for it to be coming out. So if you want to, I would hold off. And even if you can't afford whatever the new one comes out, that means the P4P and the P4A, which I agree, that's a good drone for you. That's going to drop. Those prices are going to drop, and you could probably buy the P4A and some batteries or and some whatever that you need. So it's all depending on when you have the money and what comes out. Yeah, and I would definitely wait because really, this time of year, do you really want to have a brand new drone and not be able to fly it? That's what happened to me because I bought my Autel about this time last year, and it was cold for a week. The first week I had it, and I'm like, I want to go fly. And so I would highly recommend waiting until the new ones come out, or at least closer to spring, because the other prices are going to drop.
yeah, I
And
mean,
we have go ahead.
the one I've got now, which is the Phantom 4, a Phantom 3 4K. So that's basically the Phantom 3 Pro with the four without light bridge. And it's, I would say I've had quite a few problems with it. Well, not quite a few, I've had problems with the remote, which I've heard from other Phantom 3 4K owners that they've had it too. But I would never sell it because it's my first drone. But it's I it's a really good drone. I just need a little bit extra range because it's not that it can't go far. It's that the image drops out when it gets to like 200 meters away. And it's just not
I can't even
adequate.
imagine that problem because I've had the P4. I can imagine that'd be annoying. And by the way, JB says, "What's up, Owen?"
Yeah,
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, but again, I would wait until the weather gets better because why bother? I mean, that's just time you can save more money. You know, the more money you save, that's the more batteries you can get, the more whatever. Um, yeah, and Stella's like, I guess they keep something similar to the current design to set to keep it sets the Phantoms apart from the Inspire. I agree, and there's probably going to be some new stuff like there's going to be like maybe the object avoidance from top and bottom, because it's already on the bottom, but they add it to the top and maybe better on the sides. Just and hopefully a better camera. I'd like to see a Micro Four Thirds on there, but that's not going to happen. But because that's just not the Phantom level. But I'd like to see a little bit better sensor. Maybe it's some they'll improve the camera. If they don't improve the camera, then it's not even worth the drone because the camera is why you buy the drone.
yeah.
This, and at least for the Phantom series. But yeah, I agree with Stella. Let's see what else is going on there. Oh, that was Stan saying, hope to do the design. Now Stella says you can get a P4 for 650, but I don't know if that's a big enough upgrade for you.
Well, no, I think I've basically started. I think I can go to a more professional level. Um, I mean, I'm obviously not a professional with my videos at the moment. Um, but I think if I had a bet, I'm contradicting myself by saying at the start, use what you've got, and then now I'm saying, but I think for me to get my drone footage like next level and with pictures especially, because I think that's one thing the Phantom 4 Pro and Advanced do amazing is their pictures.
I would agree with you.
Is by getting an upgrade like that.
Yeah, And I'm gonna have to say I disagree with you that you're not as close to professional as you think you are. You're doing a very good job. I mean, versus you're just, I see people putting stuff that won't even get close to what you put up on YouTube. So that's one of the reasons I wanted you on my channel, because you inspire even the old people, because you're doing it and you're getting through it. I mean, and everybody, me, Brian, even Robo Ariel. I mean, we are our own worst critics. We love our work, but we always think it can be better. And that's
Yeah,
the only way you get better, is by saying, "Oh, I suck," and then you try to get better. The
yeah.
minute you think I'm fantastic and no one can touch me, well, then you're probably gonna your quality will go down.
I mean, I'm just a bit off topic, but it's sort of linking to being best. I think I talked to someone else before about DJI, about how they are. It's going to reduce how well our drones are going to be progressing if with how good they are, as in how dominating they are of the market, like with
Oh, because
what
you're saying because they dominate the market so much, they're going to slow things down and saying we don't want to progress so much. Is that what you're saying?
it's like Apple. They've now recently been really bad because for so many years they've been the leading smartphone um, company. They've had no competition before, but now with Samsung, the Galaxy S7, S8 now, I think it's what you've got. They're so much better than the Apple products, because Apple just haven't realized that they're just not the best anymore. And I think that's going to be the same with DJI, that they're going to realize that, because they're the main person, they're just going to push everyone out of the market. So it's just going to be them. No one out. They're not going to be competing with other companies to make their drones better. So it's just going to be a slow increase, and hope that people buy into it.
Well, but there is going to be it's the same thing will happen to them that happened to Apple, and somebody's going to come around, and someone's going to come around and say, "Yeah, we got a better product. We can do it for a similar or better price, even if it's $100 cheaper." If I had a better camera than I have on my P4, I would take it. If there was a better drone than my P4P, I would take it. The Autel is a good competitor, but when you really match the cameras together, the P4P beats it. The object avoidance beats it. I don't need it so much, but it is nice to have, because with my, with the object avoidance, I almost hit a cell phone tower, which is kind of hard to miss. But it was back when I was doing my job on Monday or last week. I looked up and I'm like, oh, look, there's a cell phone tower. That's why it's not moving. So anyway, I mean, but you're right. But I still think that there's going to be some company that's going to come around and challenge DJI. And it could be Intel, because Intel's building the drones that are replacing fireworks, pretty much.
Yes.
Intel is going to be a good drone. Autel may come out. Who knows if they're going under, or if they have something so awesome coming out they're not telling anybody. I don't know. And who knows? Typhoon has got a good product.
Yeah.
There's some other commercial levels. So I agree with you that DJI has got such a massive market share, but I'm hoping that there is another company, because they're not the only people that can do this. I mean, it's not rocket science. It really is not. I mean, the technology exists with all kinds of different companies. So I really, really hope that soon someone gives them a good run for their money, like Samsung did to Apple. And actually, who was out before Samsung? Well, Motorola had some good phones, like with the old Razr flip phones, but those were not smartphones.
I just noticed what Stella just said. Apple products are for thick people and parents.
I like that because I have a Samsung.
Well, I don't, because I've got an iPhone. All of my products are Apple.
So Stella, you just called my guest kind of thick. That's funny. Well, I almost agree with her. I don't like Apple. My wife has one. I told her that if she bought one, that I will not be supporting her. I mean, supporting her when it breaks, and when she's like, I can't get it to work. That's not my problem. Call Apple. Potential parent. Mike. Oh, everybody should go with a BlackBerry key one. Okay, Mike. But see, I guess this is my point. I mean, everybody here in the comments, you're making my point that there is some competition. Granted, Samsung, they did take a big chunk. Google, by having Android at all, they really helped Samsung take a chunk. But with BlackBerry, with Motorola still has stuff. Google has stuff, and Razer. Even with Razer, the gaming computer company, they bought out. I forget which company they bought out, but they bought out a cell phone company. They put out a cell phone. It's meant for gamers, but it actually makes a good cell phone. It
There's
has
one.
a crappy camera.
There's one like spelled out like Hawaii or something.
Hawaii, yeah, Hawaii, yeah. That's another Chinese company, and they're taking a piece of market share away from the cell phone too. So let's just hope that I see that the drone market could do the same thing. I don't think the drone market will be as big
No,
as the cell phone market because not everybody needs a drone.
no, of course. But anyway, what we were talking about before Stella called me thick. Go back to I was going to say about Unique. I think from what I've seen of their cameras, they just aren't as good. I would say from just looking at it from like a normal person view, they don't look as appealing as the Phantom 4 Pros do, and obviously their leading one is like the Typhoon H, the hexacopter one, and obviously it's a lot bigger than the Phantom 4, and the Phantom 4 isn't even their DJI's compactable one.
Yeah, exactly. And the new one, they've got the H2 or 520 that came out that has a 1-inch sensor that Unique did. I
That's
don't
the
know if
orange.
it's any better. Yeah, the big orange. It's got Autel orange. It's got 6 motors on it, which I like the 6 motors because then it's if one dies, you can actually land it still. But it, like you said, it's bigger. It's not nearly as portable as a Phantom 4 Pro, but then a Mavic is even more portable than that.
But then a Mavic, have you ever flown a Mavic? Or
Yes, I have flown a Mavic. I flew it for about an hour. I liked it.
yeah,
I would buy one if I could have one, just because for the simple portability of it. It wouldn't be my main. I mean, in fact, I know for a fact that Robo or Aerial on smaller jobs, they use the Mavic. Like if someone says, "Oh, I need a wedding," if it's a wedding stuff or something like that, and not for someone like the Navy Pier. So if it's a smaller client that doesn't have enough money for the Inspire or a P4P, they'll bring the Mavic out, and you can do a really good job with the Mavic. But you're not going to get, there is a quality level difference between the P4P and the Mavic, but it's not so big that the Mavic is crap. I would
yeah,
never say the Mavic is crap. I would take one if I had one. I would love to have it. That would be for my vlog. I would have that out there to get some shots with my vlog while I'm doing other stuff. I teach my wife how to fly it, and I would love to go traveling with it because it just fits in your pocket so easily.
yeah. I mean, if you were looking at it from like someone who does videography and is a drone person, and just purely looking at uh, purely looking at the footage on YouTube, you'd probably think that the Phantom 4 Pro and the Phantom 4 even, or the Phantom 4 Advanced, even though it's the same camera as there's a massive difference between them, and yes, there is, but I think that if you really do look into it, it's not the fact that the Mavic has a less better camera, which it does, but not to the extent that it looks like it, is because the majority of people that have Mavics are recreational pilots, whereas people that have pros are like yourself are in America Part 107 certified pilots and do it for a living, and they know how to make the footage look better. So I think if you get someone like that I think there's a channel called Flying the Mavic Safe. I I don't know whether you're subscribed to it, but his videos of Switzerland they're amazing, and they're with a Mavic, obviously, hence the name, and they're awesome. And you would think that it was a Phantom 4 Pro, but it's just the Mavic. But
Yeah,
the footage for me looks really good.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. I mean, and like you said, the Mavic owners, a lot of them are, I'd say a majority of Mavic owners, well, I don't even know if a majority would be like the Part 107s, but like Stan just said here, he made $350 last week just with his Mavic, and that's pretty good. I mean, I'd be more than happy because you can easily do drone based stuff, which I don't recommend, but you can do, a lot of people that are looking for real estate stuff, that the Mavic is perfect for it because it's just so small and compact and you can fly it out real quick. And like you said, someone who knows what they're doing can get a really good quality video and or picture out of that camera.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's less the fact that the Mavic is not as good, which yes it is, but not to the extent that it's shown, is because the people that have it are less capable of making the footage look better on a editing software.
There you go. I think that's good. I think it's a pretty good analogy. Or I can't think of the words now. My brain, again, you guys know my brain goes out. So we're going to switch gears here because Brian asked a question, and make sure you answer this correctly, Owen. Okay. He says, what is your favorite YouTube channel?
Oh. Oh, no, I don't know how to, I don't know
don't pick Brian's channel. I don't care. Just don't pick Brian's channel.
That's a load of rubbish. But but I'd say it's difficult because when I've gone onto people's channels, I've really liked them at the start, and then I've sort of, their personalities for me have changed to more like cynical. It's weird, like there's people that aren't. I like them at first, but then they've not been the person that you sort of think. And when you really watch their videos, you realize that they're not actually as nice and fun as they actually are. But I just realized you hit 1500.
Woohoo! 1500. I don't have a way to party, but okay. Woohoo! Thanks, guys.
That's awesome.
So your favorite channel is mine, right? Yeah, just say it.
Yes. But other than yours,
other than mine, what's your second favorite?
At the moment, it'd probably be Ed Ricker. I don't know whether he Ed Ricker Vlogs, I think it's called. But he's basically a videography for drone aerial photography. I don't know what, but he's basically, it's less of the fact that he is a good YouTuber, which he is, but more the fact that he's doing exactly what I want to do, because he's I want to do more of the film side of it, doing films and stuff like that and commercials, but he's doing sort of what I want to do. He's got a YouTube channel. He's like I subscribed to him when he had 30,000. He's already got like 50,000, I think, subscribers, and that's where I want to be. Sort of, I know it's ages away, but that's sort of where I don't want to be massive. Although it'd be nice, I would like to grow more. But he's doing that, and then got YouTube, and he's got all the professional gear, and that's basically what I want to do.
Wow. So what I want you to do after all of this, because I want to put that link for that in the description, because I've actually not heard of his YouTube channel. So if you could leave a link, and I'm going to put that in the description of this video for people who watch the replay.
Well, I'll send it to you because I can't put a link in the.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Just send it to me via Skype, whatever, and I'll throw it in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, he's saying are those reindeer, Craig? I can't tell. And Stella, I excuse your language because it actually told me that I could hide that at first, but yeah, I agree. And see, and Stella's kind of saying what you're saying is that when you see a YouTuber at first, and I'm the same way. I think everybody's seen this. They're like, oh, you're like, oh wow, that's really cool. And then you watch 7 or 8 or 9 or 50 of their videos, and you're like, they're kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
You know, they're not genuine. They're not whatever. I mean, there are some people that do that. Now, I plan on growing this channel. I want to have a big channel. I want to have a community of people like yourself, like maybe not Brian so much, but but I want to have these people like Stella, Craig, you know, everybody. And I want it to be bigger because I want us to all kind of draw from each other and help each other get bigger, better, better, whatever. And I I hope that you guys that have been with me for such a long time, I hope you guys can, you know, give me a reality check every now and then. Say, dude, you're just being a jerk. You know, you're being that jerk that we talked about in that video, and
Yeah.
then I'll reel it back. You know, I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, I think it's more that you don't. They're not horrible people. It's just that you don't realize what they actually are like until you've really, like, I was watching RC Sailors, and they're really nice. But there was some things that not being the nicest to the people that watch them.
Yeah, and that's, you know, it's kind of crazy because if you're not nice to the people who watch you, that's just stupid. I mean, because
Yeah,
these are the people who are literally paying your bills if you're getting money through them. You know, if you monetize your videos, or if you become what's called a video influencer and you help people make decisions, like we were just talking about with what drone to get. You know, if you help people make these decisions and they spend money, and maybe a brand, you get a brand deal, and that brand gives you money because they want you to tell them blah 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 blah. So if you are mean to the people who are giving you money, it's literally biting the hand that feeds you.
I was gonna. I'm just gonna. You said in that about dictating about what your viewers are gonna decide and what they want to get. That was another thing with me and race drones. What I didn't like about how some of the bigger race drone YouTubers, they would slag off the cheaper brands and then promote their own channel, and their promote their own website, and their website are for 10 times the price of what you can get it on these Chinese sites.
Yeah, and that's kind of crazy. You and I talked about that yesterday, where you know it's like, here, buy. And where's my little drone? I don't have it in front. Oh, here it is. It's like, don't buy this piece of crap, but buy this one over here. This one's on our site, and it's, you know, it's $50 on our site, but it's only $10 over here.
Yeah,
It's the same drone.
it's really stupid, I think. And there was there, especially Mr. Steele. I don't like calling out names. I've done it twice now. um, but some people are just they're just not very nice. They're just they're a bit big headed, and not the
Yeah.
RC. They're there, but they're quite nice. I think I went from really liking them to them being like what I said before, and then now I quite like them again. But some can be a bit big headed and a bit especially to other YouTubers, like such as me, who I've not got as many subscribers, but just that they think, oh well, just you might as well give up. You're never going to become what I am because I'm already here.
That is, I hate that so much. That is like as you can tell, that kind of irks me.
Yeah,
And real quick, Brian has a good question. If you can make one channel on YouTube go away, what channel would it be? Well, of course, mine's Brian's channel.
yeah.
What's yours?
Foundation area.
You asked for it, Brian.
What I would say is I wouldn't get rid of any other channel, because if it wasn't for the people that were putting me down, I would not prove them wrong.
Exactly. I mean, the same thing. You know, you tell people, "Oh, I make videos on YouTube." Well, how do you make money with that? Well, you don't at first. You know, my wife and I, she goes crazy. She's like, you know, I made, just to give you guys an idea how much money I made last month. I made $40 last month with YouTube. I'm raking in the dough.
Nice.
And you know, she's like, "Well, when are you going to start making big bucks?" I'm like, "Well, as soon as I get about 50,000 subscribers, maybe we'll make a little money to pay rent, but maybe not." You know, so it's just I forget where I was going with that. Help me out.
Well, some people at because I still go to school. I mean, not saying it's harder for you, but because I've got my peers at school. They don't. I get some abuse from having a YouTube channel, and being like hobbyists. I mean, obviously, I don't get a lot from the boys because I'm rugby man, so I don't there and there. But
What he's trying to say, guys, is he looks like he can kick their butt, and they're just scared of him.
no,
Just so you guys
it's
know
not
that.
that.
Not that he would do it. It's just that he appears that he could.
I'm not. How should I? I'm not big and strong. It's just that they're a lot smaller than me.
That's what I'm saying. He looks like. Anyway, what I want to say though, besides that, I am actually amazed and shocked that people your age are looking down on people making YouTube videos, because I know so many people that are young because I see all these young YouTubers, teenagers, 19, 20, and in their 20s and 30s that are successful or relatively successful, or they at least do a very good job, or at least a reasonably good job. And it's just the fact that people would look down on it is amazing. And in middle school, high school, whatever, just because that's like what everybody would want to do. I don't know. That's my thought, but I'm not that age anymore.
It's less the fact that it's YouTube video, more the fact that it's drones. And I mean, whenever I'm talking to it, I don't talk to it at school for that same reason. But I there's only one there's one person that's fairly interested in it, and he likes it too, and he asked for my advice, which is I really enjoy that, giving people, but I don't bring it up to the majority. Oh, you just got a super chat 20.
Whoa, Stan, dude, thank you. That was I appreciate that greatly.
That was
that just kind of blew me away. Sorry.
in the top bottom of the screen, it was like,
yeah, I was just like, what the heck was that? Thank you so much, Stan. So now I guess I really have to pay attention to Stan.
Yeah.
So I actually I'm going to challenge Brian to quadruple that. Okay, go ahead with what you were saying about school.
So I say stuff, but it's more the fact that it's drones, and I mean, it doesn't really affect me. I mean, I get abuse about my hair and stuff, so it's not really, it's school, you have to put up with it. But I don't really say about my drones. I try and say about, oh yeah, thanks. So yeah, I upload videos of photography. I don't say about the drones because that's the more that's where they can say like, oh, drones, yeah, and it's just not very nice. But it's more from the girls. I know I'm saying, oh, I'm getting bullied by the girl, but it's like because but it's because the most of them wouldn't, they just wouldn't, the boys wouldn't. But yeah, it's just, I mean, I'm not really bothered about it. I don't really care what they think, but
and that's the right attitude to have. I mean, honestly, and I know now I'm hearing, because again, I have, my stepson is older than you, but he's adjusted the same way as you do. Is he just doesn't care what other people think. My son, on the other hand, who's now in his 20s, he took it a little bit more to heart when he was in high school, middle school, when people said bad things. And I know I believe, again, I don't know, because it's been too long. I don't remember. I barely remember college, but I believe that a lot of people your age have a problem with peer pressure, and they really really worry about what people think. And you have the right idea. I don't care. I mean, it took me a long time to go, I don't care what you think. I if you don't like me, that's not really my problem.
Yeah. I think I'm lucky, really, because, well, I'm not lucky. As in, that's the wrong word. because of my hair, I get bullied about. I'm not bullied. I get comments about my hair. That's more. I get comments on my hair than I do on my drone stuff, because that's the most obvious thing. So it's good, because then I get people when they insult me, they insult my hair instead of insulting what I do.
Oh, that's well, okay. Well, I guess I have that problem too. And Stella just made a good point. And if you have any pictures, weren't you just at a photo shoot with models and stuff? Because if you have any pictures with those models, you're gonna make some girls pretty jealous. Hey, Keith showed up. Hey, Keith, how you doing? There's someone else from your side of the woods over there.
Yep. Hello, Keith. Hi. I did a video. I did a stream with him as well.
I know. I remember. But anyway, real quick, so after we said hi to Keith, do you have any pictures of you around these models at all?
There was one model, and I think she was an older lady. So I mean, it's not really.
That'd be kind of creepy. That'd be just a lot weird. So yeah, I can understand that. Well, you know, it's, I think you have the right attitude of I don't care what the girls think right now, because you're fine with the hair. Who cares? I mean, so what? You know, again, like I'm one to, you know, I do this on purpose. The reason I do this, low maintenance.
Yeah.
That's why it's like I don't the hair that you've got. I think you look great, but I wouldn't want that. Not for me. I wouldn't like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. It's a bit. I need to really.
I'll cut it for you.
No, it's not. It's not like I'll just do what I want with it. Really.
That's probably the way. Oh, when am I gonna? Oh, sorry. Real quick, Keith. You've been busy, but yeah, we will do you. We'll have you on here. We'll get a contact and get that going. But right now we're busy talking about Owen's hair.
Yeah.
I actually popped in. I forget who's. Oh, it was someone else's. I saw JEB on there too. Someone else's live stream yesterday, and I had to leave because I had to get you on to Skype so we could test. I was actually watching a live stream then. So I don't even know how long this has been going. Holy cow, this is almost an hour long. We got 11 people watching though.
Right. Hopefully I've got more subscribers.
Yeah, I got 15. I hope you probably got a couple more. I would hope.
I don't know.
Yeah, but you know, you should be breaking 10,000 any minute now.
Hopefully.
No, I think like I said before, I mean, I know a lot of the people that subscribe to me do subscribe to you also. And if you don't subscribe to Owen, you got to, because he's got some good stuff and he's only getting better. He's young and he's learning fast. So keep an eye on him. I have a feeling he's going to be some big time cinematographer in the next 10 years, maybe 15, because he'll only be 23 then. Dude, you're making me feel so old. You know, I was watching a video today. What's his name? Joe Scott. He doesn't have anything to do with drones. He's just an interesting guy. But he was talking about how 13 years ago today, or this year, there were no smartphones.
Yeah.
So you've grown up in a world where there were only smartphones, which, you know, when I was in high school, I was lucky to have a pager, and lucky that people didn't think I was a drug dealer.
Well, I don't know whether that's a good thing or whether it's a bad thing, because I mean, I don't like social media. I mean that, which is weird because I do YouTube, but YouTube is the only one that I really enjoy. I've got an Instagram account and Facebook, but I don't have anything on there. I think I've only posted like something on Instagram, and those are both just to promote my channel on YouTube. And that's mainly because I don't that makes people know about my YouTube channel at school.
Sorry, I was typing. I didn't hear 90% of what you said because Stella asked something and I had to reply. Sorry, I know everybody else there heard you. I saw that JB had subscribed to you a while ago. And of course, Keith thinks you have a wonderful crop of hair because he's kind of older than you. And I apologize that I didn't hear that. I mean, so you can just like smack me later. And of course, once I get to that hour mark, I start to fade anyway, right?
I mean, yeah, I don't know when you want to stop it. I do.
Yeah, we're not going to go on too much longer because, and I really appreciate you being here, Owen. I mean, you're wonderful to talk to, and I know, and right now, guys, it's 11:30 his time, and he has to go to school tomorrow. He doesn't have Thanksgiving break.
I've not got school tomorrow because I've got a rugby tournament.
So you still have to get up early for rugby.
Yeah, but
I've never watched rugby. I would like to see it. Some of you guys got to tell me, a friend of mine used to play rugby. She's older now, but she used to play rugby and tell me it was a lot of fun, but she also has a lot of injuries. Maybe you should get your drone out, sit on the bench for a day, get your drone out and get some video of the rugby match.
Well, rugby basically like American football, same shape ball, and just as much smashing into each other, but we're not scared. We're not scared to have the all the helmet and stuff on.
Well, and that part I do know, but there's a big difference between rugby players and football players. Rugby players are head and shoulders above football players because American football players, like you said, they have all the pads, but the rugby, it keeps going. You don't stop every play at the end of every play and then continue on. Don't you just keep moving and moving? It's like, isn't it a mix kind of between soccer and American football because I know you guys got what's it called, the scrum? Is that right?
Yeah, so that's what we've got tomorrow. We've got a six-man scrum, so 3 people at the front, 2 people behind them, and 1 person behind those. And it's basically like a pyramid, and then you just push through and basically knock the other people down.
Bowling for people.
Yeah.
The bowling ball is people, and the bowling pins are people. Fun. Oh well, guys, I think we're gonna cut this short so he can get some sleep before his rugby match. Because I would hate to be the person to screw his whole
game for us.
And he's gonna say, just blame Brad's drones.
Obviously.
Rugby stops when someone gets an ear ripped off, which is probably 4 times a game, right? You still have your ears?
Yeah,
that's why you have the hair, so you don't see the ears.
They said bring in earmuffs to I was like, nah.
Oh, hilarious. So I appreciate it again. I'm gonna pop over to my this to go to my end screen. So if you say anything, you're gonna screw up my end screen. So don't screw up my end screen, all right? But you can say goodbye to everybody before I jump over to that.
Thank you, everybody. Bye. I enjoyed it. Thanks, Brad.
Thanks again, Owen. We'll talk to you later. All right, guys. Hopefully to do more like that. Keith, contact me through either, you can do it through Facebook, you can do it through YouTube, and you and I can do one in a couple weeks. We can try to do that in a couple weeks. And until next time, don't forget to look at my new stuff in my Brad's Drone stuff. If you look, I do have a link to it. And we also have my Facebook page. Instagram is blah, blah, blah. I got up to the website. I put up blogs. And until next time, fly safe and bye.